Now let's talk about some of your popular opponents. First of all, Alexey Voevoda. When did you face him for the first time, and what was your record against him? I think you met him only one time.
Only one time. Only one time. It was I'm guessing on the year. I know it was during the Pulling John crew, and I'm guessing 2003, four, two, three, four. Really wasn't arm wrestling a whole hell of a lot when I actually faced him. I weighed 95 kilos. That was the time that I was actually contemplating quitting just because of the elbow issues. Uh, but yeah, no, super strong guy, super talented. In my mind, was had all the things that are required to be a great arm wrestler. Big, strong forearms, big bones, super fast, wide, strong hands, big, just everything that you would want to have in an arm wrestler. Alexey Voevoda had. Um, yeah, he was actually just too good of an athlete to stay in the sport. I think just because he
Yeah.
was Russia's Herschel Walker. He had that size and strength and speed to become the anchorman for the bobsled team, which obviously anybody's going to take
Yeah.
versus where arm wrestling was at that time. So don't don't fault him for leaving the sport and doing
Mm.
that. But yeah, he could have been something, definitely something special. But
Yeah.
he had to deal with the same things that some of the great athletes have to deal with. I think he also ended up overdoing it a little bit at one point and ended up messing up a tendon on his elbow or something. So he had some distractions too. He wasn't immune to the, the injuries.
Yeah, and you were mentioning about him leaving the sport. We cannot really blame him for that. And when some haters talk about Levan, they are always saying that, well, Levan is not going to be on the top forever. We saw what happened with Denis Siplenkov. And I was like, Levan, I also don't think that Levan is going to be at the top forever. But for me, it is a different reason because Levan is already getting these movie offers. He's getting invites for competing in Dancing with the Stars and bunch of different
Dancing with the
opportunities.
Stars.
Yeah, yeah.
Holy cow. He can do Dancing with the Stars. I surely.
But I
Yeah,
think he's
no,
going to leave arm wrestling just for
there's
that.
going to be, yeah, yeah, for some people, arm wrestling maybe is just a stepping stone to move forward in life and have opportunities to do, something a little more, different and fun. So, I mean, yeah, you can't fault people for doing that. So yeah, I'm, excited for him if that's what he's, and I understand it. I mean, he's accomplished everything that he's wanted to accomplish, and he's kind of cemented himself as being the greatest and this untouchable monster. And at some point you kind of get bored with that, right? um what else does he do? Does he challenge himself by seeing if he can drop weight and get under 200 pounds and still be able to do it? I mean, you come up with creative ideas like that as an athlete. And if you don't can't do that or won't do that, then you start to think, well, maybe enough's enough. I'm gonna maybe pursue something else in my life.
Yeah. And there are not many matches for him because in today's pay-per-view world, you cannot just set up a match for Levan with anyone because people are going to complain like, what is this guy even doing against Levan Saginashvili? It is going to be six. So in this pay-per-view world, you also need to think about close matches. And this is why we are not going to see him compete more than once a year, probably, even if he wants to.
Yeah, no, there's a problem with being too good, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's sometimes it's not as lucrative as being competitive.